Okay, we're here today with Kenda Grace. Kenda, tell me a little bit about what took place yesterday at your home.
Well, around about 10 yesterday morning, I was woke up because there was a knock at the door. And there was a black guy that came asking for me. I never seen him before or anything. And he was asking me who I was, and I told him who I was. And he was like, well, you need to come down to the office to talk about your paperwork for the bond. And I was like, well, I got my daughter here, so, y'all can come in and we can talk about it from there. So basically, when they came to my door and they came in, he just flat out said, we're not here to take you to go do paperwork. We're here to turn you in. So, and I was just like, well, I got my daughter. I need to call someone to come get her. And I'm like, well, why are you turning me in? He was just like, because he wasn't able to. Well, they never had me in their computer. They never had any paperwork on me from the start. And I never knew anything about this until the first time he came asking me about, when he was like, well, I don't have you in my file. I don't have you in my computer. So, I need you to come down. And I was like, I don't have a car or whatever. And I'll have to try to find me a way. But I don't know. I guess.
And then yesterday they showed up on the doorstep.
Yeah, the guy Joe McNeely, he came one time before to my house. But he showed up yesterday with two other guys. So when they came in and they was trying to put me in handcuffs to take me to jail or whatever, and I kept telling them that I need somebody here for my daughter. I don't want to leave her alone. And they kept saying, well, we can't find anybody or we can't wait on anybody because we got to take you on down there. We just have to let DHR get her. And they just kept saying that and got my baby scared. And I was just like, no, I don't want to leave her here and I don't want DHR to get her either. So I called my sister. She was at work. But somehow she was able to get in contact with my other sister. And my 16-year-old nephew came over. But I was like, I didn't want to leave her there with him either because he's still a child himself. So it was like, well, he's fine. He's old enough or whatever. So he basically just grabs me and takes me to the car or truck or whatever it was and puts me in the back seat. And on the way to the jail, I was on the phone with my mother, calling her to let her know what was going on. They didn't even want me on the phone with her. They turned up the radio full blast so that she couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear her. So after I got off the phone with her, I was going to reach to put my phone in my pocket. He was like, give me the phone. And I was like, no, I just put my phone in my pocket. And then he reached over and grabbed me on my wrist. And I'm already in handcuffs. And he's like just twisting and pulling on my arm. And he's got pressure on my arm. And I already got the handcuffs tight on my wrist. So as he's pulling and I'm like, stop, you're hurting me. And he would not let go. So I bit down on his hand so he would let me go. And when I guess when I bit him, that's when he grabbed me by my neck and just forced me down into the back seat of the chair. And I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even talk. And as he's doing that, the white guy that was in the front seat, he turned around and put the taser in my face, telling me that if I didn't stop or I didn't calm down, that he was going to tase me. He has it right in my face.
What happened after you got to jail?
They took me in, gave them my little paper for whatever, and they searched me, dressed me out, and when I got dressed out, I asked the officer, I was like, I need to go to the hospital. He was like, well, no, you can't go right now. And I even asked to use the phone. He said, you can't because the phones are down. So after they put me in the holding cell, and I don't know, I think they was bringing somebody else in or whatever, and I went back to the door. When the door was open, I asked them again, I want to go to the hospital, and they said, well, we can call you a medic, but we can't send you to the hospital. And I wanted to go because I was bruised up and swole up, and I couldn't even swallow, I couldn't even talk for real, just
Did you miss court or anything to cause them to come down to your house like that?
No, sir. I had my court date set, and I was supposed to go to court the day. Well, the next day they came and got me yesterday, and I was supposed to go to court today.
Okay.